We were extremely lucky that about just over 2 years ago, we came up with a view that rare earths were going to be a good way forward. We could see that, with a lot of government push and support globally, that if you want to get the efficiencies that you need from air conditioning, from anything that basically has an electric motor in it, you need to have rare earth magnets, and also with a big push for lithium. So we looked all over Western Australia, and we looked at regional geochemical sampling that had been done by GSWA, and we were looking for some of the commodities that they would analyse for, like lanthanum and cerium. And we came up with, throughout Western Australia, we came up with a whole lot of anomalous areas, and a lot of them came up in the Gascoyne area. And then to the north, we were looking, and there was essentially Hastings Technology Metals, which are building a large plant. Next to them to the west, you've got Dreadnought, and so the area that was vacant was about circa 85 kilometres to the south. So it sort of ticked a box that we looked at. We think rare earths, there's a way forward. There are already companies in the areas that are, say, more advanced, or one moving towards production with a plant, one that still at that time was still purely in rock chip phase. And we were lucky enough to peg vacant ground on our concept. So we've looked at it and gone, and that's one of the reasons why we started with such a low knowledge base for the area, was because just no work's ever been done, and nobody was looking for rare earths in this area. And so it's slowly, after we pegged our ground, you look at the whole Gascoyne now, there's not a square to spare. It's the whole thing has just is totally pegged.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people think gold, nickel, the traditional lead, zinc, and a lot of this has been sort of commodities that's well explored and churning of projects, and enriching of value. Whereas what we're talking about is actually, as you said, right? It's literally like it's not a new commodity, but it's new exploration commodity for us, and not a lot of people were looking for this as a main focus, right? So what you're saying in Yinnetharra area was like people were talking lead zinc before then. Rare earths didn't even come up in the conversation. You would have that kind of thoughts as well, yeah.
Well, no, exactly, and it's like you talk to the pastoralist who running cattle, and they've not had really any relationship with miners before. Not like if you go to the Yilgarn or you go to the West Pilbara, most of the cattlemen are all they're always used to talking to mining companies. So when you turn up to talk to the station owners, it's a different conversation, because they've never had to deal with like mining companies before, and so it's a learning curve. We're used to dealing with different interest groups. Like mining companies deal with Aboriginal groups. We have to deal with environmental. So it's just, I suppose it's, and they're quite interested. So it's it's a good process.